Boys. Boys.
Is the local drink, and all she wants to do is dance. All she wants to do is dance. You gotta pick up where I leave off, man, and make romance. She can't stand the heat coming off the street. She wants to party. We got the giggles here at Overnight Drive for number 11. Yeah. You might recognize that voice in the background. It's none other than Sean Doody. He's come back for the next episode. We all left this apartment, and then we came back and did episode 11.
Yeah,
this
isn't at all the following day from episode 10 in any capacity.
Not at all. I'm not wearing the same clothes completely at all.
We didn't do that thing like The Hobbit where we filmed all 3 movies at once. This is an entirely different day.
Well, by now you've heard the epic episode 10, and the few...
I'm guessing you heard a good portion of it and then turned it off.
The few courageous people out there who listen to the whole thing, I tip my cap to you.
No, it's like no one watched all of The Hobbit either, let's be real.
Oh my gosh, Sean Doody's here. Ladies and gentlemen, that voice you hear in the background is none other than Sean Patrick Doody. Hey! There he is again. He managed to come back for I'm truly trying to try and perpetuate that. We all came back again for episode 11. I make a weekly commute to New York to record this podcast, which I probably should anyway. But so what did we learn? Let's have a recap review. What did we learn from episode 10?
Don't leave the tour.
What did I learn? I learned a lot about myself. There was a lot of things that
I said it 3 times. You looked like you were actually in pain during that story. It was wild.
Yeah. I was in physical pain, close to tears at one point. It was just a pivotal, awful, life-changing moment for myself that feels so cathartic to talk about now. And it felt so good. And I feel so free. I feel free to finally die in peace. So.
You slept good.
I slept
like a baby.
I slept like a baby next to Sean Doody. Jealous much, everybody out there? I slept next to a stallion of a man. I woke up and I immediately approached him to make love. And
he complied.
I rebuffed his advances.
Him. He rebuffed me, much as a prized high school recruit rebuffs a recruiter for a college. He rebuffed me. And I said, Sean Doody, it didn't used to be like this. On tour, we used to make love all the time. And you said, well, this isn't tour anymore. You never leave the tour. This is what you get when you leave the tour.
You know, people change. I've changed.
Yeah, he's changed. No longer is he promiscuous, Sean?
Don't look back. You can never look back.
He's looking for love now.
Looking for love. Okay. Actually, no. I'm just kidding. We didn't do anything like that. I just he lost his pillow at some point, which was cool. And Sean Doody also in the middle of the night while I was awake, he just spoke in his sleep. He's like, why? That's what he said in his sleep, man.
Sounds much less disturbing than my usual speeches in my sleep. So
no, that was pretty disturbing. Too. What are you dreaming about? And you say, why? Like something heavy happened to you, man?
I have a feeling more that I was probably dreaming about some sort of work and got an order I didn't understand.
Work?
I didn't remember my dreams last night.
I do.
You didn't have a night terror?
No night terrors. Nope.
You've always threatened to have a night terror, and I don't think you've ever actually had one of them around.
Well, I think I was always worried about that happening because I did get those when I was a teenager, but I think I must have chilled out.
Waking up and realizing you're laying next to Sean Doody is in fact a night terror.
It's more of a night terror with like a K.
Yeah, that's a night terror, and I'm like, oh, this is so comfy. Oh my god, there's a bear next to me, a bobcat.
Good thing I'm wearing this armor.
Good thing I'm wearing this armor and have this net to throw over this person. I call you look like Wolverine. His hair looked like Wolverine, big time. Sean Doody will always look the same whenever he wakes up, which is beautiful, and I miss that very much.
Well, that's one of the reasons that we were cutting this podcast to us so soon after after the last one, because we had so much shit that we didn't get. We somehow had 3 hours. We still couldn't cram it all in, such as calling Sean Doody the Bobcat for for a really long time.
Yeah, I had a really regrettably tight T-shirt for such a strapping man that had a picture of a bobcat on it. I don't know why I wore that shirt all the time. And we started calling Sean Doody the Bobcat because he wakes up and his eyes are squinty and he looks kind of like he's been swimming in like swimming through a stream.
I didn't think that was the origin of that, actually.
That was the origin of that.
I thought the origin of calling me the Bobcat is after I did that like 12-hour drive from like Fargo to like Billings or something, and you guys kept talking about, quote, seeing the Bobcat.
Oh, that's right. That's right, because a friend of mine used to have a saying, which was that when you're really, really like underslept and you see things out of the corner of your eye, they would always call it seeing the Bobcat.
And Hans,
oh wow, I forgot about that.
And Hans, understandably a little gun shy after hitting the deer on the last tour, it's like Sean Doody's totally going to hit a deer, and so I'm like. Yeah. I'm like driving with high beams on in the fucking like left lane on like I-94 or some shit in like eastern Montana.
I remember
and he keeps asking
an
me about
whether I-90 or I-94 would take us to the West Coast. Remember that time?
And then we realized it was both.
Yeah.
For that matter, do you remember when I was driving in Texas and you made me do 30 miles an hour in a 70? And
we talked about that.
And
we were like, Sean Doody,
deer.
Deer.
I see a fucking deer.
Yeah, you were getting really pissed.
Sean Doody, beer.
We already talked about that in episode 9.
Oh, sorry, I don't listen to your show.
That was the same drive where we tried to unnerve him by playing In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida really loud and making hand gestures going, serpents, Sean Doody, snakes.
Remember when I used to point at your belly and say, thinner? Thinner.
That was more mid-period.
Yeah, it was
mid-section period.
I forgot about thinner.
Oh, so good. Dinner.
Oh, well, in any event.
Like, oh, why'd you say dinner? No, dinner.
I could eat.
Yeah. That was a weird moment when I was actually skinnier than you.
I got fat for a minute there. I really went through a period.
You went? No, I would say you just were being you, man.
Yeah.
The cover
and apparently I am really fat.
Well, you were looking good on the cover of Europeans Are Sexual People.
I was sucking it in.
You were sucking it in.
No, I've seen some pictures from that.
That's also the night. That's also the time we came up with the term Spirit Quest, because you were you were just walking around on like the islands of like looking over San Francisco, and you were just like, oh look at the birds. Oh, I want a Spirit Quest.
That was also the same trip where I was driving down I-90 to Seattle and was like, oh, this is the best thing of my life. And an hour later, and it's still happening. It's like, okay, this kind of sucks.
I haven't used the brake in 14 miles. Like, all right, man, calm down.
Yeah, well, cool, man. Yeah, it was cool.
That was third-degree road burn.
No, yeah, we were feeling it. Oh, because we were so thirsty, and then all the water was alkaline. That was awful. It was like we were like a fucking John Wayne movie.
I hate Montana a lot.
Yeah.
Do you choose to ford the river, build a raft, with some fucking Oregon Trail shit, administer laudanum.
Thank you for that.
All right.
That story was called...
boring. That wasn't really much of a story, so much as a mental burp.
You really threw my momentum off.
By the time I'm done editing this, Sean Doody won't be on the show anymore. He'll just be gone.
It'll be like Charlie Brown style. It'll be like his voice will just be down so much. It'll just sound like the teacher from Charlie Brown. Oh yeah, Sean Doody is so funny.
So we got some things we got to knock out. First of all,
okay,
what are people freaking out about?
We were hit with tropical storm,
winter
storm Nemo, life-threatening injuries, and warn your friends. And then we just went out and it was fine.
Yeah, it's like 4 inches of snow on the ground. Jeez.
Yeah. It's all right.
People treat it like it's nuclear fallout. It's really weird.
Well, no, it's cool. People like that shit, and it's fine. People, what else are people freaking out about?
People are freaking out about, and I'm one of them, this dude, by the time you
Oh,
hear
Maniac
this,
Cop.
this will already be gone. But yeah, Maniac Cop / like real life First Blood is going on
Yeah.
right now in the mountains not too far from Los Angeles.
I kind of love that. I feel I'm worried for my friends who live in Los Angeles, but I think it's neat that there's a for real Maniac Cop out there.
It's really interesting because at first it was just like this dude like being like the Punisher, just like going and just like blowing dudes away,
Yeah.
which is like you don't really get a good position with me by just like opening fire on somebody. It just doesn't work.
And I expected when I looked at the story, I expected it to be like a tough looking guy, but it looks like a young version of Carl from Family Matters.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, oh, well, this dude's not going to last very long, you know.
He's going for it though. He released that manifesto, which is like 15 pages, and like I'd say a good 10 pages of it are, you can read it. It's not like the ramblings of an absolute psychotic. It's it names names. People are being abusive.
He does
and
advocate for Tim Tebow starting for an NFL team. So
it gets a little
if
weird.
that's not the ramblings of a psycho. I don't know what it is. Well, I hope Tim Tebow. I mean, I hope Tim Tebow does start at some point. It make it for a fun season. But anyways, yeah, this guy's holed up in the woods. He's. Did they discover him? Did they find his hideout?
They found, I think, his truck was on fire, and that's it. Now the dude is just fucking on a mountain somewhere, actually pulling a First Blood.
Oh, I wonder.
Like he's in a cave, just like fucking being talked down from his old sergeant.
Really? Colonel
I'm not breaking radio silence.
Colonel
Like-
Troutman came up and is like, Rambo, this is Troutman.
Does it happen this time? Do we get to win?
Sean Doody, this is Troutman. We need you to come down there and stop hurting people.
There's your First Blood, not me!
Nah, I'm cool up here, thanks.
They do.
Send crackers.
It's way less compelling for Sean Doody First Blood than Rambo First Blood.
I want you to imagine Sean Doody running up a mountain being chased by Brian Dennehy.
Stop it! It sucks.
I really do sound like Beavis when I get winded.
Yeah, you do. And you're like not even on the mountain part yet. You're just in like walking across the stream. That's how you got winded. You're like, Brian Dennehy, fine.
And it's like I'm not even on a mountain. I'm like at the cloisters.
You're doing First Blood, not me. Not me.
What's my? So yeah, that's what people are freaking out about. It's actually a good week for what are people freaking out about. Two like quasi valid things.
Yep.
So we'll be back to like babies next week.
A lot of my particular friend stream, I guess that's what you call it. A lot of relationship drama, a lot of public relationship drama.
Awesome.
I can't believe, like she's such a cool girl, and people I barely know because I'm just kind of the person who adds anybody. If somebody adds me, I'm like, cool, maybe I'll make a new friend. But in the process, I have almost 700 Facebook friends, and I know about 15 of them. So I'm one of those guys. And so he's like, yo, I can't believe it. A year of my life wasted. She's such a cool girl, but she could never get clean off drugs.
Jesus.
Yeah. I'm like, ooh. That's really good. So people in my circle, in my little corner of the social network, people are freaking out about that, which I feel them. After episode 10, I feel there are any type of relationship problems. I also, I didn't talk much about, I pulled my punches because there are just a lot of sad stuff on that.
That makes me think a lot about the first thing people freak out about on Facebook is Facebook and privacy.
Yeah.
It's like they're gonna steal my pictures, and then no, they're not.
That was the best. No one's gonna steal.
Yeah,
your
like no
pictures,
one's stealing your pictures. No one cares about you at fucking Bonnaroo. Doesn't make a difference. But with things like that, the thing I don't understand about Facebook privacy is if you don't want people to know things, don't put things on the internet. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Well, I mean, I think one of our Tumblr followers talked about that when she's like, I don't have a Facebook profile, but I feel like I should because, I can make more friends, but everybody drives me nuts on there. It's like people can it's like, remember like Second Life? Remember that program? People can do that on Facebook now.
That's actually ingrained in people's hardware now is to do Second Life. It's fucking weird.
It's like I can be whoever I want on Facebook. You don't really know me. I put myself out there. Even on, like I said, even on my OkCupid profile, I put lies up just so people talk to me. Like, oh yeah, I know. I like the Bicycle Thief. It's a good movie. Yeah, let's talk about that. Stuff like that. And it's we talk about that. Sean, do you have an OkCupid profile?
I had one a few years ago. It ended badly.
That's when you met your girlfriend in Canada that nobody knows, right?
No, this is when I met the autistic woman who looked like Mrs. Potato Head.
Didn't you talk to a girl about cheese online?
No, she talked to me about cheese online. Like I get this OkCupid message from some girl like, hey, like this is how I imagine she would talk. Oh, hey, you seem cool. You like cheese? I like cheese. let's go to the co-op where they have a cheese counter. You sound really cool.
Jesus fuck.
I don't believe that she said you sound really cool. I do believe the cheese part, though.
Well, no. This is actually what she said. So I click on her profile and it says under interests. We already covered the appearance. Interests: being a mother to my 6 cats. The most private thing I'm willing to admit here is I'm autistic, and I'm just like, no.
Oh yeah.
I think she sounds great. I'd go on a date with her, no problem.
It's no
link me, bro.
I mean, that's no diss to people who are on the spectrum, but I mean, it seemed like hard to handle.
I'm ready to be a cat daddy. Link me to her. Father to 6 cats. Link me to her profile, bro. Let's go. Let's do this.
How about you do the footwork on that one?
I like Gouda. I like cats. Let's roll.
I have a cat named Gouda.
Would
you like to meet my cat?
I have a cat named Gouda. I have a cat named Cheddar.
Would you like to touch it?
Would you like to touch my cat? I have cats. There are cats here.
It's that Dr. Cats on DVD.
Okay, so
What else did we miss last week? I'm trying to. I had a short list in my head, and I forget.
we didn't
what the fuck
touch
it was.
on any Tumblr questions.
Yeah,
Tumblr
we're
questions.
gonna have to get into
We
those.
didn't,
I got those.
we
right in
didn't
front
really
of me right
talk about what you guys did on the tour after I left. I only talked about my pit of misery.
There's not really much to
now.
report.
Oh my god, my Super Bowl! I forgot.
let's talk
We got
about-
And her Super Bowl.
Let's talk about your Super Bowl.
one of my finest live music moments ever.
You went to the
we-
Sage Francis concert.
We went to the Sage Francis concert because I am a white rapper.
Okay.
No, we went to for the few people who don't know him, I guess. There's a guy who had a kind of a flash in the pan hit named Andrew WK.
Yeah.
Who wisely invested his money. Well, maybe wisely invested his money into a club in downtown Manhattan. That's like it's sort of a shady spot, but they have bands. They've got whatever. It's just like it does pretty well as a bar, but I don't know how well everyone who runs it does. Anyway, he was doing a Super Bowl thing where he was going to DJ, and we were going to watch the Super Bowl, and then instead of watching Beyonce, we would watch him and his friends perform. I have absolutely no interest in this dude's music, but we got invited, so what the hell? It was either that or sit on the couch here and watch it alone. Went, saw the first half of the game. It was okay. Everything was going good. Like I said before, the Ravens are my backup team, so I was pretty stoked.
Into that, okay.
And then halftime starts. And first it's this conflicts me because first it's a white rapper.
Oh,
and
God.
I don't even need to get into it. Like, do I really need to explain why this is like a fucking waste of my time?
I currently live in a town, Albany, that is full of white rappers.
Yeah,
and it
like
makes me so sad.
White rap central. So, and it's not because you're white, but it totally is.
It's 100%,
It's
yeah.
like anyway, but this dude's like a real heavy set dude, like leather baseball cap, like just really.
Oh, fuck.
It was really rough.
It's
but
haystacks.
He also apparently owns a restaurant that I think is really good. So now I'm all fucked up. Like, now do I like his music more or like his restaurant less?
Was it Mario Batali?
Yeah, it was Mario Batali.
That's great. It's really weird.
All right, so this dude plays and it sucks. And then this other dude plays and it sucks more. And then Andrew WK comes and plays and it sucks.
And he's like, "Hey, you, he is beautiful. She is." Did you play that one?
I don't know. I didn't listen.
let's
I was
get this
actually,
party
I was
started.
just like trying. I'm on my phone as they're playing. I'm just on my, I'm on Facebook.
Yeah.
I'm like waxing lyrical about fucking Ray Lewis being a murderer to people on Facebook. I'm getting very clever, all this shit.
Yeah.
And there comes a point near the end of Andrew WK's set where the place is small enough and dark enough that you could make out your surroundings.
Yeah.
And I'm on my phone, and I look up, and he is looking at me on my phone as he's performing, and I am looking at him right in the eyes, just being like, "Yeah, dude, that shit's whack." Like, just there was one moment where I brought him out of his fucking thing, and he just saw me leaning against the bar on my phone, being like, "Nope." And it was without a doubt. I've done sound for at least 1,000 shows, and that was without a doubt my finest live performance moment. Just being able to communicate wordlessly with this dude, being like, not me, man. Sorry, let me know when the game's back on.
Yep.
And that was my Super Bowl. And then, everybody's Super Bowl got really weird after that. We have 108-yard runs. We got blackouts. We got the whole nine. But that was without a doubt the pinnacle of my night for me. It was the nadir.
I almost shed a tear when I saw the Tupac hologram which I really like. I watched it again and I cried. Like, it was so awesome to see Tupac perform again, even though it was a hologram. I wish he could just keep him as a hologram.
What if it was Tupac and Mario Batali?
That would be great.
Scenario.
What if Mario Batali has Tupac Cook on his show now?
Oh, God. Only if they had a duet on Brenda Has a Baby. That would be perfect. Brenda Has a Baby. That'd be great. If you owe it to yourself to listen to Mario Batali and Tupac's hit, Brenda Had a Baby. Brenda had gravy. That's terrible.
Had a food baby.
Yeah. Brenda had a food baby. I also, I really came close to shedding a tear when I saw Destiny's Child get back together.
Oh man,
because it was cool but clearly Beyonce has had the work done on her face and her body, because the other two came up and they both look scared and they look old. And they were like, like one of them's doing Broadway. I think the other one just like fucking lives off the interest of her fucking millions.
The Flo Ballard of the group.
Kind of, yeah, and it was cool. It was great, and there was everybody I was in the room with were like, "This wasn't that good." What? This? And then that sparked a whole question about a whole discussion about the '90s and like what was some of the best bands of the '90s? Which someone I don't remember who, but someone actually said, Four Non Blondes weren't that bad. That's the type of Super Bowl I was having, and I was like, and then Justin Kiss and I looked at each other like,
Justin Kiss took a pill and fucking checked out.
Nothing. I gotta
You started
go.
a fight with some guy about the Wii.
Yeah, no, that was. I think everyone was just like, they're actually pretty bad. Like, it was a memorable experience. Let's just put it that way. And feel free to relay your Super Bowl experiences on our Tumblr if you'd like, because maybe we'll read them. Maybe we'll laugh.
It's possible. We had to have fucking football bring us all the way through to the next year, so it's gonna get weirder in the summer.
Football is done. We have Seahawks have a cap nightmare right now. We have to probably we might get Dwight Freeney from the Colts, which would be cool because Bruce Irvin just isn't getting done as the Leo back. So we have to kind of switch things around a little bit. Chris Clemens is going to be 100%. This is only for the Seahawks fans in the audience right now.
I actually have no idea what I'm going to do because I don't know what happens come spring. When I go to, I go to a lot of Yankees games because I could fucking walk to the stadium if I wanted to. It's not that far from me. But I don't know what I'm going to do when I, pay my money and get a seat and then, like, Kevin Youkilis is walking. Like, I might throw a master lock at him. I don't know what
honestly,
to do here.
That's the worst.
Am I going to have to start going to fucking Philadelphia to see baseball games? Or do I have to become, like, a Mets fan?
No,
what the fuck do I do right now?
In a very extreme example, that's like Hitler's son being appointed head of the Simon Wiesenthal Center.
Yeah, seriously, what's up? Like,
honestly,
why am I looking at this idiot right now?
No, he's like, he looks and has the demeanor of like a bad strip club bouncer. I hate his guts. It's such high treason.
Dude,
he's so terrible.
Between that dude and now everyone like getting upset with A-Rod for fucking like injecting fucking God knows what.
Or having somebody inject him and then he starts bleeding all over the place.
Could we just not have a third baseman this year? I think I'd be cool with that. Just no third baseman. Like, hopefully fucking Eduardo Nunez can fucking play both positions. It's all right.
I mean, how common are triples anyway?
Yeah, really. Come on. Honestly, I might just become like a Brewers fan this year.
Yeah. I'm going back to the Dodgers. Fuck it.
Currently, okay, so officially we're also taking suggestions on what baseball team we should follow.
Yeah.
If, all you people who aren't too fucking punk for sports out there, I know there's a few of you out there.
Dodgers sounds pretty nice, actually.
The Dodgers are cool.
Usually my
Baseball
NL
is the
pick.
coach.
Yeah. Damn it. I don't know what to do. We'll see what happens. After fucking opening day, we'll see where I land on this.
I mean, we're not even to spring training yet, are we?
No. Pitchers and catchers soon, but whatever. I don't know. I still miss football an awful lot, so.
It's going to be a long year.
So what's up?
All right, well, we got a lot of questions to knock out.
Yeah.
Ooh, did we get any new ones to come in?
Yeah, we had a couple new ones come in
great.
since we never got any questions this early. This is awesome.
I love opening up that Tumblr and seeing the red box with a 2 or a 3 in there. Because you're all asking some good questions, and I try to answer as best I can. I'm like, I'm Mr. Tumblr at work sometimes. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll answer your tender questions.
I do it once a week now. I'll get in there.
Yeah, Andrew's got to get in there more, because I'm Mr. Tumblr. All right. So, Andrew, ask away. What are the Tumblr people hungry for?
All right, top one. Do either of you re-listen to the podcast after you've posted it? Have you done this with End of a Year or other bands you've been in?
Listen to the end of your podcast?
Do we listen to this podcast, or I guess do we listen to our own records or something after we've done it?
Just woke up.
As far as the podcast, I do because I edit it. So the next day I usually end up hearing it, and then I'll download it onto my phone and like skim through and make sure nothing got weird or like fucking fidgety. But that's about it.
Because I have my brain, my memory has gotten really bad. I don't know why, but it has. I don't remember a lot of what we say, so when I listen to it, it's a joy to like rediscover. Much as it was a joy to rediscover Sean Doody's body last night, it's a joy to discover. It's a joy to rediscover what we talked about. Because I laugh. I was the curator of all of the end of year music that we wrote. So I have the basement tapes. I was gonna say,
I hope you didn't delete all that shit in a rage. You're gonna need that pretty soon.
I've got it all on my desktop PC.
Foreshadowing.
I've got all that shit, and I listen to everything. Of course, it's interesting.
Yeah, I should say there are a couple of our records I played on that I actually will put on. It's like, yeah, this is what I want to hear.
Well, I mean, the analogy I always use is if I invented an iPhone app that I really liked, and I was really happy with, I would use the app.
Sure.
Like the guy who made Doodle Jump plays Doodle Jump. It's just like fucking sure, I'll put it on sometimes.
Well, it's like my standard, which I try to live up to at least, is I complain about other people's music all the time. Therefore, I should make some music that I actually want to listen to.
Yeah.
So if I do that and succeed, then of course I'm going to fucking listen to it.
Yeah.
And the thing too, at least for me, is I record most of that stuff, so it's also me going back and like listening to what I did and what I can do better, and one that I always get like really under the hood with that shit.
It's a source of pride, We wrote, in my tenure, I wrote close to 100 songs, and it's nice to sometimes think even to the demo, even to the warm demo. I listened to that the other day. It's like 10 years later, not a lot of it holds up to the test of the time.
Some of it's all right though. There's one song I still really like on there that I wish we played.
What's the what?
I'll never tell.
Oh, I know what it is.
You probably do.
Oh, it's the Birthplace of Plastic.
Nah.
Caldor.
That one I'm good on.
Caldor.
Although I had a really ill bass line for Birthplace of Plastic for when I was playing bass.
Oh yeah, it was great.
Yeah, there's Sean Doody fucking giving the acapella version. Thanks,
good,
man.
Thanks for that.
Thanks, Pop.
Was that in fact it?
Thanks, Pop. Yep.
Oh, here's a good one.
Oh yeah, ask away.
What's the What's the deal with airline food? I mean, are people shaving in there? So Jerry Seinfeld listens to our podcast. It's pretty
What's the deal?
Let me feel this. Jerry Seinfeld, you old.
Wait, he really said that?
Yeah, somebody is. Yeah, what's the deal with airline food? I mean, are people shaving in there?
In there?
In there.
I don't get it.
And the food? I don't know.
Are you talking about airline bathrooms?
I don't know. I think
I think
Jerry Seinfeld earned enough money that he's just not using syntax anymore because fuck it. So
I think we get a lot of drunk Tumblr questions, honestly. What's the deal with airline food? Are people shaving in there?
Let's see what else we have. Okay, I've got a light one and a heavy one.
Okay.
Which direction are we going here?
Let's
Choose your own
go
adventure.
Heavy first, and then bring back up the light.
All right, this one's real heavy.
Oh boy,
this one's so heavy that this might be like a troll. I'm 31, and my erection is only 3 inches, and I hate it so much I sometimes just feel like cutting it off. So at least I have an excuse. My first time was in high school, and fine because it was my girlfriend, and she was inexperienced and didn't know any better. I dated 2 girls in college, and both of them faded away. Yeah. Both of them faded away as soon as we became intimate. My last sexual encounter at the age of 26, and she lost interest once she saw my dick and just left. Oof. I haven't jerked off in over a year because I hate my dick. What can I do?
That's
I told you this got heavy,
far
man.
Beyond heavy.
Don't drink before getting on Tumblr. That's the first one.
Hey, man, this guy needs help. What are you doing?
Here's the deal.
Mocking him.
If you, as in the movie Born on the 4th of July, the Willem Dafoe character said, if you don't got it in the hips, you better have it in the lips. As my uncle's friend Red once said, if you make her come twice, she won't care how big you're not.
You were 8.
Yeah, that was 8 also, by the way. So let that sink in. You have to. I mean, I actually sympathize with this. I was born with not much in that department, and it's fine. Nobody seemed to mind that much. Or if they did, I don't particularly notice. I'm not. My body doesn't have a shape right now. I have to really work hard to keep my body in a certain shape. But I own it. This is who I am. And if you don't, I mean, honestly, and this, I'm not doing like some kind of Tony Robbins fucking, spiritual, emotional, motivational speech here. But I mean, honestly, like, we're all. You got a 3-inch dick. It could be worse,
All right, some people are born without hands. It's not that bad,
Some people are born with downs, man. Like, you have a 3-inch dick. Like, this might sound bad, but like, get over it.
What I would tell this dude to do is actually to go intensely in the other direction, like wear a rose in his lapel and be like a fucking, like an absolute Romeo.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, own it. Be a cool dude, make her laugh, take her out, go get a burrito, fucking listen to tapes, whatever people do, go to take her to the Asian market. Great first date.
Don't
date.
go to the Asian market.
Take it to the Asian market.
Gabri said that was a really good idea for a date. Yeah.
Really?
Great first date.
I did once suggest grocery shopping with someone, so I guess it's not too far off.
She just wanted to go to the cheese counter.
Many a woman I'm actually interested in. Because you see you can pick up live frogs, and so it's cool. It's fun. It's like it's unique. And then if you meet a person, you also have my problem where you sleep with mean women. who will take you down and out immediately afterward. I mean, if a woman I would probably laugh back if I took my clothes off. I'm like, get ready, and she looks and you don't have much going on, and she laughs, or she does it, or she just like puts her clothes on and leaves, and that's on her. That's on them for being assholes. It's not on you for having a 3-inch cock, because you can't change that. And I would say just keep your pubes trimmed. Maybe you can buy an extra inch that way. Yeah, trickery. I would at least work it out a little more. Yeah. I would start jerking off. You haven't jerked off for a year.
Yeah, that's.
I don't believe
that's
that.
Where that gets weird. Well, that's where you bottom.
You hate your body. I hated my body and myself to the point where I had an eating disorder. So I understand.
Go to a nude beach. Like fuck it. Just like own it. Just bite the bullet. And just go for it.
Also, there's plenty of other people out there who have 3 and 4-inch dicks, and they're happy. If it's like, I don't know. It's everybody has different things. Sometimes a woman, that's the last thing in the world she cares about. As long as she has a dude who's treats her right and is close and everything else, you'll deal with it.
Problem solved. Like we said in the last episode, somewhere in the world, somebody just stepped on a landmine.
Yeah.
So it's not a big deal. Yeah, just roll with it. If I can jump off you hit bottom, now jump back up.
Someone just realized they ate poison right now.
That was you last night. Yeah. You ate a bay leaf out of the fucking stew I made.
Bay leaf. That's probably what put me on my quest. Honestly.
John, do you remember last night we were recording the podcast and your face melted off for half an hour?
Yeah. Good do, Socrates.
Yeah. So, in a nutshell, bad deal, but not the worst deal.
Yeah, that's all things considered a pretty good deal.
Yeah. So
you're still staunchly middle class in the eyes of the rest of the world. It's no big deal.
Cock. Yeah. You have to use a rubber band for when you use a rubber, to wrap it around. So what?
All right, we got... here's a light one.
Now more charm and more tender.
Yeah.
Hans, what's your favorite memory of being an end of a year? Andrew, what's your favorite memory of having Hans being an end of a year? All right, so we got a twofer.
I owe somebody money, whoever asked that question.
I already got mine.
It was 8.5 years. When I was last trying to do that question, too. It was 8.5 years of fun, joy, pain, discovery. I don't have a favorite moment. I have many favorite moments.
It's like a clip show.
It is like a clip. It honestly is like a clip show. It is so... It was such a wild, awesome ride. I really have... as you dudes talk about your favorite moments, I'm going to have to think about that. So I pass the baton to you.
All right. My favorite moment shouldn't have been, because it was, at the moment, a little bit terrifying. Same drive as we got the gun pulled on us when we were driving through Arizona.
Perfect.
About 4.5 hours later, we had just passed Calexico. We were, in the middle of fucking nowhere. These guys, as always, are all asleep in the back. It's 2 in the morning. Anytime anything of note happens to us, these guys are asleep in the back. We're driving, and we see weird lights in the sky. And we're already in, X-Files Central here.
Yeah.
So we're like, what the fuck is that? What the shit? I think I'm seeing things. I'm afraid you're asleep at the wheel. We're, listening to Howard Jones really loud. What the fuck is that? We get closer, and it starts to, descend towards the highway. We're like, all right, cool. Now we're gonna have a close encounter. we're going to Mars. Fucking get ready. And goes back up, and we suddenly realize that it's not a UFO, but it's a fighter jet that's just buzzing the highway. We're like, oh, why wouldn't there be a fighter jet
Yeah.
at 2 a.m. in like the U.S. just buzzing a highway? Because why not? We're in Fallujah now.
Yeah, exactly.
So we keep going, and it's probably about a mile ahead of us, buzzes down and buzzes back up, and flies over us. I don't know why you did this, but you flashed your brights at it. Which
Like
I
I'm
can't
shooting-
imagine why that'd have been a good idea.
Like I'm shooting a machine gun at.
Yeah. So it's already like kind of coming towards us. You do that, and all of a sudden, like 8 new lights turn on and are like trained on us. We're like,
Yeah.
oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck. So you start flooring JVU, which means we're going 45 miles an
Yeah.
hour now with like no brakes, things squeaking. These
Yep.
guys sleep in the back with a fighter jet
Yeah.
following us down the highway.
Yeah.
Like I know exactly when you're like an insurgent in like fucking I don't even know where, like in the fucking ass backwards part of Afghanistan where there has been roads in 60 years because
Yeah.
the Russians blew them up, and you're driving and doing some shit and a plane comes after you. I know what that feels like.
Yeah,
now.
that's
That was
the best.
fucking horrifying. So that was without a doubt my favorite.
Yeah. What's up with you? Good.
I think my favorite's when I stole your lamp in Montreal.
You did not.
No, I didn't. I'm just trying.
Wow, I thought you were gonna get hit in the face right there.
Let me see if I can think of something.
Not even cool, dude.
Let's. It was pretty funny.
You didn't steal my lamp.
No, I
did you?
didn't. No, I actually didn't steal your lamp. I have no idea what happened to it. Some French guy has it.
I hate you.
I don't know. I gotta pass it to you. I gotta think of something.
What the hell? You have to think that
This,
hard.
this is your
then-
football, man.
John Dee doesn't know joy.
Yeah, really. I mean, we were the band
Editors
together
know.
for a long time.
Yeah,
man.
it's true.
Um,
Part of it is like I was constantly fatigued on tour there. Day off in Chicago. That was pretty cool at one time.
oh, this is about me, man. Anyway, no, one of the favorite moments is when we went to Europe, not knowing anybody or anything, and the first show we ever played, everybody knew the words to our songs.
That was weird, yeah.
That was really weird and cool and fun. That was awesome. That's when I first realized that maybe we're onto something.
Oh no, I think I know what it is now.
Okay.
We played in Dresden, and you didn't come along for this. You actually were just leaning out of the squat window, waving goodbye to everyone, and then later told everyone you were wearing no pants.
I was. Oh yeah, that was. That's great. Yeah. Bye everybody, and I was nude from the waist down.
We, me and Andrew and Eric Busta and I think everyone except for you actually,
Yeah.
went out
was
with like
lame.
some of the Kids Explodes dude to some like bar. I would say we closed it out, except we
Why
left
don't I remember this?
because you were really drunk.
Oh, okay.
You started yelling Ich liebe Deutschland" at the top of your lungs on your way
Oh
back.
yeah, I remember this place.
I'd say we closed it out, except I'm pretty sure that bar never closes.
Yeah.
Get out at like 6 a.m. I go back to like the sleeping space or whatever it is, and I wasn't around for this, but my favorite memory of that is hearing after apparently everyone's trying to go to sleep, and one of the Germans just goes, "Sean Poopy,"
Yeah.
and everyone starts losing their shit. Meanwhile, I'm in the shower, but
Yeah,
but
that was.
the memory of hearing about that was pretty great.
You know, that was a real like mind altering day for me, because when those guys were like, "We're going out to bar," like, all right, sure, let's go to bar.
But
They walk, we walk a quarter of a mile and walk into this bar that's the size of like my bathroom. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck are we doing? There's no one there. And everyone orders drinks and then leaves. And I'm like, oh, this isn't a bar. This is like a fucking hot dog stand that just sells beer, so you can drink a beer on the way to the bar.
yeah,
Like, holy shit, what a great idea.
Wait, I don't even remember the pregame stand.
Yeah, it was just like it was a bar, but it was the size of like an actual food cart. It was like a closet that was on the street. You walked in and this guy just handed you a beer.
Oh, weird, because I just remember being in the actual pub and chatting up some girl who I later saw in photographs and wasn't all that.
Whoops.
oh jeez, come on. Yeah.
And being up really late and talking about trains. It was pretty awesome.
Well, meanwhile, I stayed back, and I think I told you guys this story, but
I know you were wearing no pants.
I was wearing no pants. Took a shower, went back in just wearing underwear or whatever. And it's like it's like the Reichstag, like a big line of bunks. Like we stayed in a lot of like old Nazi barracks.
Yeah.
Like a lot of
You
places.
really
that
saw how the other side lived.
Yeah, it was really interesting. And I remember actually, I told you guys this after it happened, but there were people staying in the squat that weren't associated with us. But I forgot about that. So I went back to my bunk, and there was like one light bulb on at the end, enough for everybody to see. and I masturbated and to completion, and then I just kind of like, after I showered, which is, but then I roll over on my left side, and I realize that there are like 4 people in sleeping bags, like 5 rows over from me, who are all sleeping, and there's other people in the room, and I just had it out bare, like going for it. That was pretty good. It's my favorite memory of end of year is when I masturbated in front of a bunch of German hikers.
That's hostile living.
That's now my favorite memory of end of year is when you masturbated in front of a German hiker.
Next Tumblr question, because this is going to take forever.
Yeah.
Hans, what's underneath your beard?
An ugly man with a pockmarked face.
Wow.
And a lot of tear-stained memories.
It's like a Billy Idol song.
A lot of tear-stained memories. No, it's under my beard. A handsome baby face. Prone to breaking out. unless I use aloe.
You know, that the podcast we did, number 10, was so long that from pressing record until stopping, I managed to actually get a pimple. Like, it
really?
Formed during that podcast.
I think I did too.
Which was fucking wild.
That was a 3-hour podcast, plus us staying up and drinking wine and all of that other good stuff.
And I haven't edited it yet. I don't know how long the final thing will be, but, 3.5 hours, with all the dicking around and stopping and all that horse shit. We got 2 for Sean Doody.
Oh, weird. Right.
Well, this one's not a question as much as a statement. Hey, Sean Doody, some like it hot.
Some don't.
Yes.
And what are you listening to right now?
2 grown men wearing beanies, asking me questions off Tumblr.
Just had a snowstorm.
Jerk off.
Oh, do you mean in general?
Jesus, what an asshole.
Recently I came to the realization that I do have a favorite song, and it's a really asshole-ish one. So
of course, let's hear it. Let's hear it sung
because it's so fucking snobby.
Is it a Julian Cope song?
No, it is an Ultravox song, but
fucking shocker.
Yeah, but it is a B-side version of one.
Okay,
but I really like it. It's Hiroshima Mon Amour, but but not the album version. Real obnoxious, right?
Incredibly obnoxious, but also, there's people out there who love nerds, man. So.
Yeah, probably not.
Well, we had 2 other people ask for our best and worst stories. And that same thing. That must have been a really hot question.
End of year.
Anyway, sorry.
Stay tuned. We should use that as a running theme because we always, the worst story is clearly what I told.
I'm fairly certain that's been a running theme for a long minute now.
No, there'll be more stories. Don't worry. I'll take that up.
But in general, rediscovered my love for New Order.
For like the 3rd time.
For like the 9th time. I don't know. My computer speakers are busted. I live in a technological hole.
Okay.
You make me really sad when you say things like that. Like it's a computer speaker. You can get them for free if you ask people.
But I don't want to.
Let's get a Kickstarter and then get...
We're going to start a Kickstarter to get Sean Doody's stereo working again. It's not going to cost much. Like, if one person donates, like, $8, we could probably get that shit going again. It's not
cool.
that hard.
I can go to the Salvian bedside and pick one up.
Yeah, I can't fucking wipe my ass without finding a fucking stereo for you.
Nah.
All right.
Can we move on to this question? It's going down. It's going places I don't like.
This is interesting. This is actually, I've yelled about this on the self-defense board enough. Are artistic success and creating powerful, meaningful, and genuine art mutually exclusive at this point? Why or why not? Are we headed in a worse direction in this regard? The way that I've always said, the way that I think we've all said that on the self-defense board is that there are, I'd say in the world, in the entire population of the world, probably roughly 1 million people that are legitimately intelligent, like legitimately like have it together, like got it, they got it.
Yeah.
Which means, effectively for us in the U.S., definitely like under 200,000 people are really like with it, really have it together. So if you do something artistic that speaks to 5 million people, chances are you've made a fucking moron-ass compromise many times. You're doing moron shit to speak to morons. So it's not necessarily mutually exclusive. It's possible to do something really nice and have everyone kind of get it, and it's really wonderful when it happens once in like a generation. Chances are you're not that dude, though. Chances are you're just doing moron shit, and I don't think it's necessarily wrong to do moron shit to make money. It's fine. Beats working at McDonald's. But let's call it what it is. It's moron shit. It's all right. You do it. It's fine, but it's still moron shit. So not mutually exclusive, but very, very close.
I find that the most enjoyable art is mindless and dumb. Like Keith Haring, all of Keith Haring's art is mindless, and
it's like on the back of a cocktail napkin.
But it's beautiful. Or Cheers.
Cheers.
Watching Cheers. Or I did a noise project where I just recorded porno noises off YouPorn onto a cassette, and then I played it over guitar feedback.
Or the time you recorded the last episode of Boy Meets World.
You were at that show.
Yes,
yeah.
I DJ'd that
Across
show.
the Sleep show, yeah. And you were texting people like, yo, this sucks.
I did not text people during that. I was paying attention.
Oh,
you had an Andrew WK moment.
I did. No, I looked at you. I was like, yeah, fuck you, Sean Doody. Pay attention to my art. I think the art.
And I said no.
I think people get really hung up in the art part, where people feel an impetus, a need to be driven by art and
art's a really weird word. Like, it's a really fucking weird word.
It's like if you do something that makes you feel warm or makes you feel good, and then other people happen to like it, that's cool. But it doesn't have to be art. It just has to be something cool you did.
It's a thing.
I'm pretty sure someone once yelled at me, "Respect my art." I can't remember where it was, but
that was me.
No, it was not.
We were at a McDonald's drive-thru, and
actually,
I screamed, "Respect my art."
I said that many times as I reached climax when we were making love.
Someone definitely told me in a more conventional.
Nope.
Yeah. What is art?
All right. Well, I guess we covered that as best we can. Chances are, you're doing moron shit.
Yeah.
Will you guys ever play music all together again? Why or why not? What are the common grounds you guys share in terms of musical influences? A lot of music questions. I hate fucking talking about music.
Hey, I would say anything's possible. It would be neat.
I would say almost assuredly. Because we're three men who play instruments and don't have much else going on in our lives.
Musical common ground. I mean, we don't. We never let our influences super affect what we played, and it's not like we have common threads as far as like, oh, we need to write an album that sounds like this. We just always played really well together, and I guess the common thread is that we trust each other and like
sort of
what we sort of. I don't trust Sean Doody. I don't trust Sean Doody when I play with him.
Sean Doody pillow stealer.
Yeah, fucking Sean Doody pillow stealer. Fucking
Nard
toucher.
Wrecker of vans. Toucher of balls.
Toucher of nards. We just play, we just let it go. We all have very diverse interests musically, and it doesn't seem to matter once we get together and play. So, yeah. Short answer, yeah, sure.
We get a lot of questions about Krishna core, which I'm not happening.
It's
who's this blue dude? That's all I have to say.
Yeah, it's 2013. Knock it off.
Knock it off. It's so people, it's like asking me about Chain of Strength. It's like, you might as well ask me about like the Glenn Miller Orchestra. Like it's that long ago.
Having the same conversation twice, especially over the span of years. So if you're talking about some shit that I already had a conversation about like 6 years ago, I know it's like weirdly like me centric. Like I feel like I'm the only real person on earth at that point. But get the fuck out of my face with that. Like, if it's been 10 years and you can't come up with something new to fucking talk about, like, chances are that shit wasn't good to begin with. That's moron shit.
Yeah, people it's on the line of like people who pretend to like bold.
Yeah, it's just,
It's like, come on, man. Come on. Don't talk to me about Krishna Core. Shelter was neat for a minute. They had really.
If you want to talk about 108? Let's talk about that 108 yard fucking drive. All right, that's 108. That's what we're going to talk about.
The only 108 I talk about is 108 yard.
From
touchdown.
now on, whenever someone mentions that band, I am going to call it 108.
108. Oh no, it's 108. They're amazing. They're
no, it's 108. You can't read.
Well, I love you. Without you, I'd die.
We're already
Krishna. Remember those lyrics?
No, I've never actually listened to that band.
Oh, this will be a good one.
Kim.
We got a couple more to do, but this one will be nice. What bands have you guys witnessed that were able to have sex with women on tour? How did they manage to do this? One band always sticks out in my head for this shit. Cruel Hand. Cruel Hand were
they're like
these really loud, bombastic dudes from Maine that all like I don't think they ever ate because they were all like
They all
stupidly cut like Calvin Klein cut.
They all won the hot body contest.
Yeah,
they had,
like would always play without
that's what I
shirts
mean, like
on.
the funny body, like they had like a comically like cut like cartoon.
Yeah,
body.
it like everywhere they went, it was like that fucking scene in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. They had shirts on when they came in here, you know.
I was actually going to say they were all varying degrees of Jeff Spicoli.
Yeah,
every time it was just always a party with those dudes, and like. You know, like fucking 17-year-old girls just fucking love that shit.
Oh yeah,
they enjoy.
So yeah, that was Cruel Hand all the way. I'm sure they still do that,
and they projected enthusiasm. I've never seen a group of people enjoy each other's company so much over such a prolonged period of time.
Yeah, those.
Did you get any runoff?
No.
No trickle down.
No cutty, no jug, nothing.
Because those are the dudes that would like have 9 women around and be like, let's just have a fucking 14-way.
No, honestly, I heard one woman relayed an experience with me that was once they got into their sleeping quarters with them, it was just quote unquote dicks everywhere. Yeah, sounds scary.
I fucking love Cruel Hand.
Yeah,
I would like to see those guys again soon. It's been a long time.
I wear that. Remember the first time we went on that like Bane weekend with them, and we were like, these dudes are fucking terrible.
These guys are out of control. The best part about those guys is when we'd be at a fucking like a rest area in Canada to get gas for 3 minutes, and like a clown car, 15 people would spill out of its van and start playing football, just like that. Like they would already have their positions.
Wendy's, like they're at a park, you know.
I remember in a parking lot in Atlanta when we did that second tour with them. I remember them just like all standing around for like an hour and a half, like just freestyling and chanting like after the show.
Those guys are great.
Bills, man. Remember that time we
Dose
were at
Bills.
Dose Bills. Just because we were wearing 2 hats, you're like Dose Bills, man. Remember that time? Were you at that show? We played in Pennsylvania. We were playing with Tiger's Jaw, and we watched those dudes skateboarding over a half-full jug of piss.
Oh yeah,
forever. And then finally, one of the dudes like landed on the jug of piss and it sprayed everybody with piss.
I have a new favorite memory. Can I change my answer to that other question?
That was great. We were like, "Oh, come on, hit it!" And then finally, it did. And we're like, "Yeah,
all right."
Covered in piss.
We're gonna do. We'll do 2 more here.
All right, 2 more.
What would Sean Doody sound like if he prank called someone? Like, what's his idea of a good prank phone call? This should be fucking glorious. It's cracking me up. Me too. Please record your prank calls, Hans. I'm going to keep irritating you until you do this, please. I would agree with that.
Thank you. We talked about that at breakfast.
Yeah, we went to brunch and talked about prank calls for a long time.
Is that all one question?
That is all one question.
Jesus Christ.
We're popular, man.
The only time I've ever tried to prank call people twice. The first time was I was like 11. It was really popular to try to call up Hooked on Phonics at the time in my school because I went to school full of knobs. That didn't last very long because I cracked up midway and they hung up on me. And another time, I have my ringer off if you're trying to prank call me now.
Would you keep telling us?
What? The other time,
hey, Sean Doody, what's going on, buddy?
None of your fucking business. The other time I tried to prank call someone, I called someone up, a drummer in a band I used to play in a long time ago, and told him that his account was overdrawn at the moisture farm, and he just responded, "Are you high?"
Those aren't good pranks, man.
No, terrible pranks.
Yeah, in other words, I don't know.
Prank
Call. I got a lot of prank calls as a kid and didn't find them terribly amusing. So.
Why?
That's weird.
Why?
No, my classmates.
You know
didn't
what's
like
funny
me.
is I still remember your parents' phone number when I go to Radio Shack and they ask for my phone number. I always give them, or like GNC. I'm like, oh sure, it's no problem, and I just give them your parents' phone number.
I'm not available to take your call right now.
What is wrong with you?
Nice voicemail, dork.
That might be for a job interview.
Wow, it's like 10 fucking minutes long. You're like, oh, wow, this dude's going to be a fucking peach to work with. Hang up.
I'm thorough.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can reach me at seanduty@gmail.com.org. You can reach me at my parents' house at 7518-744.
Okay, obviously I need to change my voicemail message. This is 2013. Everyone text.
You know, I actually, when we first started this podcast, I had an idea to get you on and then spend the entire show trying to guess your social security number live on the air.
Hey, we should probably do that, actually. What is it?
It's 12. My social security number is 12.
say goody.
I wanted it in an auction for a low number.
Well, we got one more, and then we're going to have to call it because we used up all of our fucking bandwidth on that 3-hour monster. So, Sean Doody, quickly, since you're a guest here, we'll keep it you-centric.
Yeah.
I want to be walked through a typical day in the life of Sean Doody. I imagine he fucks 2-3 girls at a time while howling at the moon.
Wow, it's like you're right there. It's like you're right there in Sean Doody's life.
A typical day for me is I wake up at noon because I've been exhausted by all the fucking. So
that's so not true.
Yeah, I mean, geez, I'm not sure you really want to hear about my typical day.
We do.
It involves watching more Portlandia than anyone really should.
We've only got 6 minutes left, motherfucker. Let's go.
I go to work at 4. Work is
Mr.
enjoyable.
Brownstone,
I mean, there's not really very much to report on. You can probably handle another question.
You wake up. Okay, let's walk you through it because clearly this is a difficult thing.
I thought this would be a 2-minute question. It's going to be a 45-minute thing where we pry out that Sean Doody eats fucking pasta and watches TV.
Okay, breakfast. What do you have for breakfast? Good.
I don't really like breakfast, so I rarely eat it. I know that's
oh
unhealthy.
My fucking god!
Explains
this is why you can't be on the show anymore.
Explains a lot. Holy shit! Jesus.
Somewhere a couple hours later, I will, probably have some lentils or something. I watch TV. I go to work. Work is all right.
What do you do?
I wash dishes.
I don't like breakfast.
You wash dishes at a vegan place.
Yes.
I bet. Is it the best food ever?
No. This vegan broccoli is so vegan.
I can't wait to eat at this vegan spot. It is. We gotta go there. It's so good.
It's really good. It's $14 for a milkshake, but it's good.
Okay, seitan and a kale milkshake.
This isn't good, man.
It's all right, I guess.
Okay.
And I come home and I look up weird shit and I get involved in looking up weird wiki holes for till 4:30 in the morning, which is why I wind up sleeping till noon.
You should look up how to fix a stereo.
I should probably look up how to. I know what's wrong with my stereo. It also would
look up how to fuck 2 girls while howling at the moon.
Yeah.
That's something you can't be taught, man. It's just you got it or you don't.
2 girls at once. That's what the question said. That's really tough to do.
2-3.
I'll look up instructions on how to develop a bifurcated penis for that. Okay.
No, I mean there's ways to. On that note,
we almost got through this one show without it being but there it is.
First time, a little short one. First tour of Sean Doody, first show. He walks up to us and says, "Guys, I'll be back in a minute. I got to take a wicked dump."
You remember the time we were? I don't know. We were talking about for some reason. We were talking about Sean Doody naked, and he goes, "You haven't seen me yet. You haven't seen me yet.
You haven't seen me yet. I'm a grower, not a shower."
Fuck.
Or the time where we hadn't even gotten to the first show yet, and I had to take a whiz in a jug on the Jersey Turnpike.
Yeah. Remember, but I was a dick. I wouldn't stop. I was hazing you hard. I was like, "Fuck no, we got to make it to the show, bro." Piss in a jug, and you're like,
in front of all these people. Well,
pull out your massive hog.
Okay. You haven't seen me yet.
You haven't seen me yet. We're because of course we're assailing the size of your penis. We're guessing you. You're much like our man on Tumblr. You have a 3-inch, and you're like, you haven't seen me yet.
Fuck.
He's like, it's not impressive while flaccid, but once it grows, it's considerable size.
I'm not the one who said that. Patrick's the one who said that.
No. I think that you're the one who definitely said that at one point.
Oh,
Patrick want to back you up in your cock size, but
you won't. You'll just chop and chop.
I only seen you flaccid, man. It was not impressive.
It's not impressive. I mean,
I'm not one to
things
talk.
happen.
This has been Overnight Drive number 11.
Yes, if I don't put a gun under my throat, we'll be back next week. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening to the magnum opus of number 10 if you did. Yeah. And this is the satellite version. This is all the shit we couldn't fit into number 10 for this one. We have the Tumblr, which is actually overnightdrive.com. We have Facebook /overnightdrive, Twitter /overnight_drive. I never get that shit right. I'm always like Twitter .com. Like a fucking asshole. Asshole.
Oh, now I'm going to follow it on Twitter.
Yeah, follow us on Twitter.
We got Stitcher Radio. We didn't plug that in 10. You know what's interesting? I didn't realize that iTunes and Stitcher both have rankings. I didn't realize iTunes. Now I understand why we need fucking reviews and shit. So do this if you're bored. Leave us a review on iTunes and then play it again on Stitcher. Even if you just turn the volume down, because now I look at all these people above us like podcasts like fucking like Mark Maron that have like fucking 5 million people downloading. Like, I'm taking this dude down. Fucking fuck you. I'm taking this shit down.
Please.
So yeah, just do asshole shit to stuff the ballot box.
Please.
A lot of reviews, a lot of fucking streams. Tell that asshole in the cubicle next to you to fucking listen to it.
I'm trying to make $1 off this.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll do a Kickstarter thing, but instead of giving money, you do like shithead things to fucking make more people listen to our podcast.
Ultimately, the Kickstarter is going to fund the Overnight Drive live comedy tour.
There you go.
All three of us.
There you go. You just have to buy us a fucking Dodge Dart, and then we'll be in your town. There you go.
It'll be like a hardcore tour only, and then like we'll talk for 3 hours, and then we'll play Midwest with no drummer.
Yeah, it'll be really good. We'll play Wine Blooms.
It'll be great.
Yeah,
Wine Blooms, which I found on my computer today, and will probably play us out tonight.
Oh, let me take you down.
Well, all right, thanks for listening. Tell your weird friends, leave a review, listen on Stitcher, listen anywhere else you find it. I just do asshole things. If you're going to do one thing this week for us, do an asshole thing that makes somebody else listen to this shit.
And much as the MTA says, in relation to my singleness, ladies, if you're listening and you like how I look, if you see something, say something. Because I've been single for a long minute. If I'm single for a year, it'll be Overnight Drive Suicide Edition. So if you see something, say something. I don't bite.
This is Overnight Drive 14, where we leave the car running in the garage.
Hey, Overnight Drive! Whoa, here we are again. I'm sitting in my garage with the car running.
Police
I
investigation.
actually found out yesterday that the boiler at my job has been spewing out carbon monoxide in dangerous levels for months at a time, which would explain why I get so sleepy at work.
Oh my God, you're getting gas.
Yeah, there you go. I almost died. Much in Sylvia Plath's way, we're all dying, but in my case, I'm being asphyxiated much quicker than everyone else by being at work.
I don't know. That was also what happened to Sylvia Plath. So
that's true. All right, well,
gas herself.
I guess I should write more poetry.
Sylvia Plath was so
whack.
All right, episode 12 next week. Tell your weird friends, leave a review. Thank you very much. Let's cue the music.
Let me take you down where the wild blooms grow, yeah. It's Doody on surprise. You know we let the love flow, yeah. And there goes my baby, counting out the waves, yeah. Playing for some children, hope for better days, yeah. Then came December and love went away. You locked me out of my apartment on that Saturday day. It's hard to break a lease. Man, that was tough. I couldn't live without you. Now I just want my stuff. My shoes, my records, my loafing tutu jersey, my face stuff, everything. My baseball cards, what's left in the refrigerator, my Israeli couscous that I got from the bulk section. It cost a lot of money. My blooper VHS, my good coat, my Weissika Hema autograph photo, my library card, my Doors tape, that chair, half a pack of socks. I want it all. We're done.